Nick Shirley is the first person to suffer from non-contact CTE. I'm not joking, dude. Check it out for yourself.
So I don't know if you know who, I'm sure you do, Hassan Piker is. But he responded to you and says, I obviously don't believe this even a little bit. This is your last post, that went to Cuba to document the humanitarian crisis, blah, blah, blah. I don't even buy this a little bit, but it is ominous that this medically stupid, he called you a foul name, is going to Cuba to manufacture propaganda for what I assume will be additional U.S. intervention. How do you respond to that?
Well, he's the same person who went to Cuba with Ilhan Omar's daughter to promote how it was taking communism inside of Cuba. So he actually went on a paid trip from an organization to go to Cuba. Yet he saw what I saw with my own two eyes, and he thought it's still a good idea to promote communism and socialism inside of a country that is letting their children starve, letting the people go without internet. They don't even have access to freedom of speech inside this country, yet he still wants to promote that. And so he's going to call me stupid. Meanwhile, he's seeing what I'm seeing. I'm seeing people suffer. I'm seeing a civilization that is depressed, has no hope left in their eyes, and yet he's still advocating for more of that.
There's this whole notion that you're not supposed to laugh at this guy because he's dumb, But I I don't know if I subscribe to that. I don't. This donut has caused so much harm. And also, am I supposed to believe that a white nationalist cares about freaking Cuba? Like, is that your selling point? Anyways, for context, you always got to give context. This quote-unquote investigative journalist, world-renowned journalist, is predominantly known for, dropping a video on the Minnesota fraud. His style is pretty much turning complicated situations into emotionally charged shock content, in my opinion. He has selective storytelling. He presents experiences as larger political conclusions without enough verification or even nuance attached to it. I mean, most of his work, his YouTube storytelling is attacking marginalized communities, immigrants, you name it. It's him. That's him. That's what he's known for. Look at his content. Look at his channel. And has even drawn speculation that this man's tied with the Trump administration. We'll get to that a bit later to this video. But yeah, I don't feel bad for him, man. Like, this Muppet goes out and attacks people's intelligence. Not even, look at his videos. And he can't even tie his own shoes. I'm not joking. The Washington Post just confirmed it. I emailed them.
Yeah, well, I think Cuba's had 60 years to figure something out. And for 60 years, they've been underneath this communist regime and they haven't figured it out. I wonder how long it would take for me or you to figure something out if we've been facing the same problem for 60 years. And they're literally 90 miles away from the United States, and they've decided to be our enemy for so long. And now the United States is even offering support, it looks like, and it seems like they rejected that support.
Anyways, in this video, we're going to talk about the most important journalist of our time, Nick Shirley. In the same vein of Indiana Jones, Alex Jones, Shirley Jones. I don't know why I just put Indiana in there, but in this video, we're going to talk about that. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. This video came across my desk. I was flabbergasted when I saw this. I've seen his work from afar for a while now. Not a fan. But the fact that this man's being propped up as our modern age Hunter S. Thompson or whatever the hell, I'm just like, is this an accurate reflection of where we're at as a country right now? Like, see, people are actually buying this slop.
How people really don't have freedom of speech inside of this country, and how the buildings are eroding, how these children aren't going to school, how there's no hope in the eyes of these people. That's one thing that shocked me the most is I've spent a lot of time with Latinos. I lived amongst them for 2 years. And even in poor circumstances, these people are some of the most happy people I've ever spent time with. These people are just, there's no hope left in their eyes, which is something you don't see, even in poor circumstances in Chile, for instance. People may not have that much money, or they might not have all the food they would like, but they're still happy. And that's something I didn't see in Cuba, which was different.
They did they know you were an American? Did you get any comments at all from people saying, hey, please, Trump, back off us, or please help us? Either way.
No, a lot of them, I would ask them about that, and a lot of them are ready for change. There was only one lady who was supporting the regime, actually, and she was one of the ladies at the university who was trying to cover up for the mess of the university. And all the young people that I spoke to, they're all ready for a change. A lot of them even said, like, communism is the worst thing that can possibly happen.
Good Lord, I feel dumber than I already am. I'm going to need to schedule a doctor's appointment. And I need a shower. Gen Z, I know y'all can do better. I've seen it. I've seen the TikToks. I've seen the video editing. This is not the best y'all got. Gen Z, I'm 32. This is not me. But what is this? This isn't even coming out. This is worse than a hantavirus. So for context, again, always got to give context here. Nick Shirley went to Cuba recently to film content about the country's economic and humanitarian situation, especially about the shortages, the blackouts, and daily life under the Cuban government. According to his own videos and interviews, he has said that he wanted to, quote, document the life under communism and interview ordinary Cubans. So there's that. However, and I mean however, his trip has been controversial to say the least, because he has later claimed that Cuban authorities followed him, confiscated some of his filming gear, monitored him while he was in Havana, even though the Cuban state media denied parts of his story and accused him of exaggerating or pushing anti-communist propaganda. I'll let y'all decide on that. But Hassan Piker tweeted this out like a couple weeks ago, actually. He said, and I quote, I obviously don't believe this even a little bit, but it's ominous that this medically stupid dickhead is going to Cuba to manufacture propaganda for what I assume will be additional U.S. intervention. Just for background's sake, I mean, you know, Nick Shirley in the whole Minnesota fraud video, the quote-unquote littering sensor, whatever the hell he calls it, that video was dropped the same day that there was an Epstein ruling in court. That same day, there was an unsealing of Epstein files. And then as soon as that video was dropped, members from the Trump admin, the cabinet, J.D. Vance propped it up, Elon Musk, amongst others, all tried to make this video go viral. And it was oddly coincidental. Like, you know, it just seems like this Muppet, and when I say the word Muppet, I mean it. This Muppet is just a freaking puppet from the Trump admin. But the thing that keeps getting me is just, am I supposed to believe that a white nationalist, a Trump sycophant, who has routinely put out videos portraying immigrants in a negative limelight, this guy cares about Cuba? I'm supposed to buy it? Bruh, not even Candace Owens believed this. And this heathen believed that Charlie Kirk was an X-Men. What's going on? Slop Queen Candace Owens stated this out. He is being pushed upon us for some reason. I find everything about him to be suspicious, quote unquote.
However, the only thing they don't take is my iPhone camera. That's what I'm filming this on right now. They don't take my iPhone camera, and somehow they didn't get this microphone that was in the very, very bottom of my backpack. So we get out and we go start to make the video asking Cubans about life in communism, showing what's going on with the blockade, showing kind of the downfall of Cuba. One sec, I'm working on getting this out. Right now, we're currently planning our escape route out of Cuba right now, so had to respond to take a message to get out of here somehow. So,
can you imagine if he was actually being held hostage and he was given a script to read out loud in a video, and they handed him the script and he's just like, you know, the benevolence, he'll be cooked. He'll be cooked. They will let him go. The worst hostage of all time. The Cubans will call America and be like, hey man, you forgot this guy. The remaining oil that we have, we'll give it with you along with him. Just take him off our hands. I'm not even joking. You know, and the thing, this is the thing. This is an accurate representation of where we're at as a country, in my opinion. The fact that damn near half of the country is eating up the slop and cannot differentiate from the slop to manufacture slop is just mind-boggling, to say the least. And I'm not even done yet. He's actually been awarded throughout his entire career. Congressman Eli Crane proposed a congressional gold medal after the Minnesota fraud video to be awarded to Nick Shirley. So let me get this straight. The world's greatest and renowned journalist, who's known for exposing fraud, is a propaganda tool for the most corrupt and fraudulent administration in the history of the United States. Okay. That's a very ominous statement right there. But that's the sign of the times, damn it. This is not Utah's finest, damn it. This is not Utah. I've been to Utah. I'm just lying. I've never been to Utah, actually. I just lied. I haven't been to Utah. I don't know if I want to go. Actually, I do. BYU, AJ DeBonsa, he's going to be a Wizard, damn it. We got AJ DeBonsa, DC, stand up. If you know, you know. And Utah got Shirley Mental over here. Oh, my God. I think that's it. I think we're cooked. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. Till next video. Peace, y'all. Shirley Mental.